ADHD, Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, Presentation 2, ADHD at School. So what is ADHD? ADHD is a developmental neurological condition. Please see Presentation 1 for more information about ADHD as a condition and the diagnosis of it. How does ADHD affect a student? Well, there are three areas: inattention, hyperactivity and impulsivity. Let's take the first of these areas, hyperactivity in school. A student with hyperactivity will find many aspects of school life challenging. For example, struggling to sit still and quiet when required, constantly fidgeting, being unable to settle to tasks, excessive physical movement and excessive talking. Signs of hyperactivity in class. As well as gross movements, these students have a tendency to fidget and touch objects around them. Pencils and pens are often in or around the mouth, and they may frequently drink from water bottles and tap their teeth. You may also see some older students who appear to have this need to move and fidget under control. However, the impulse to move will still be there and negatively affecting their ability to learn. In contrast, being free to fiddle quietly whilst working may reduce the negative impact on their learning. Impulsivity in school. A student with impulsivity will find many aspects of school life challenging. For example, often blurting out answers before questions have been completed, being unable to wait their turn, often acting without thinking, and very often they will interrupt other people's conversations. Some students may have little or no sense of danger. Signs of impulsivity in class. Frequent errors in their work. Often the student will assume what they need to do rather than carefully listening to instructions. They may need or want to start the task again. They often finish their work quickly, and they may use disruptive behaviour to hide their failure at a task. Inattention in school. A student with inattention will also find many aspects of school life challenging. For example, careless mistakes in school work, unable to listen to or carry out instructions, being unable to concentrate, constantly changing their activity or task, and having difficulty organising tasks. Signs of inattention in class. Doing the task in the wrong order. Students may frequently ask peers what they need to do. They may look around the class trying to work out what they need to do, or they may use distractive or disruptive behaviour which attracts adult support. They may frequently have forgotten the things they need for the lesson, and be unable to stick at tasks that are tedious or time-consuming. They may engage in daydreaming, grooming and chatting, and these are all signs of loss of attention and focus. ADHD and other learning difficulties. It is important to remember that students with ADHD have an increased risk of having the following conditions: specific reading and writing difficulties such as dyslexia, specific difficulties with mathematics such as dyscalculia, and generally working memory difficulties. Meeting the needs of ADHD students. It is important to develop a consistent and coherent plan of support for ADHD students, regardless of whether they have a formal diagnosis or not. This starts with ensuring that all staff who work with ADHD students have adequate training and awareness of their needs and behaviours. It is essential that staff are empathetic to the struggle of these students. Recognising that these students will frequently have times when there is breakdown in their ability to follow instructions and complete tasks should lead to preemptive and supportive verbal reminders of instructions, consistent provision of visual instructions and task boards, regular movement breaks and the provision of fiddle toys, consistent differentiation in support and, where appropriate, differentiation of tasks to ensure students experience success. It is also important to recognise that underachievement increases the risk that ADHD students will have poor self-esteem and difficulties with peers. This requires ongoing support. For example, regular support with study skills, pastoral interventions to provide opportunities to measure and support self-esteem, ensuring that all staff support students to avoid embarrassment in front of peers, particularly older children, ensuring that ADHD students have opportunities to experience success in academic subjects as well as the wider aspects of the school curriculum. To sum up, ADHD is a real neurological condition that impacts on a student's capacity to learn and meet the everyday behavioural expectations of students in school settings. ADHD students are at risk of underachievement and poor self-esteem. Students with ADHD require empathetic and targeted support to help them maximise their potential. Thank you for watching this presentation.